I feel like I didn't read that much this month, which is weird because I read 7 books, and reading 7 books isn't a bad thing. It feels really weird. It feels like I haven't read much at all. I don't know, it's weird. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you what I read now. The first book I read in July was Chocolat by Joanne Harris. I just want to say that when you read this book and finish it, you want to open up a chocolate store. That's all I wanted to do after I read this book. I wanted to open up a chocolate store and just everything chocolate, because chocolate is awesome. Okay, moving on. So the book was really good. I really enjoyed it. Granted, I wish Johnny Depp's character would have been more of a primary character. He was in the book, you know, a good portion of it, but still I wanted more of him because Johnny Depp. But I mean, nonetheless, the story was beautiful. The writing I really liked, the plot, the characters. I really loved the dynamics with all the characters and how it was done. It was so well done. I really, really liked it. The second book I read in July was Flood by Stephen Baxter, and I just want to say that I was so excited to read this book. I had been wanting to read it for the longest time, and I want to say that this was just the biggest disappointment of ever, pretty much. Like, it could have been so good. It could have, but it wasn't. The author tried to make it about these characters and just really, like, you know, be involved with them, but the thing was, I wasn't. I didn't care. The development wasn't there. You don't do stuff like that with these books because it's just all about the craziness. At least that's how I feel. And it wasn't done good enough, and disappointment. Thankfully, the book I read after that I enjoyed so much, and that is Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut. This book is kind of weird. It's really weird, actually, and it messes with your head, and you're like, what's going on? I don't know what, but it's really cool. Like, I really, like, half the time I'm like, okay, so this is happening? That's cool too. Anyway, this book has to do with time travel, and it's crazy, but that's cool because it was done really well, and I really just love the way Kurt Vonnegut writes. If you're looking for a really good classic, you should pick this one up because it's not disappointing, it's awesome, and I really want to read more of his books. I want to read Cat's Cradle. I'm gonna buy that soon. So I probably look different from the video that you're currently watching right now. That's because I'm pre-filming this because the books that I'm gonna show you, the 2 books that I read, I had to give back to my friend. So now that you're watching this, the books have already been returned. Okay, anyway, so the first book that I had to give back already that I read was Narcissus and Goldman by Hermann Hesse. My coworker told me this was one of her is actually her favorite book, and so I was really excited to read it, and it was so good. The writing is so beautiful. That was pretty much the main reason why I love this. The writing was just gorgeous, and it just made the characters beautiful. I would really recommend it if you want to read a good classic. This is definitely really good. I loved it. And the last book that my coworker let me borrow that is now returned to them by this point in time was Arkham Asylum, which is a Batman graphic novel. This was so cool. Okay, Batman has to go to this asylum to go and just kick some ass, pretty much. Not gonna say any more than that because I don't want to spoil, but it was just so good. I just want to point out, can we just talk about how cool this looks? I mean, I know I'm really new to these types of books, but how can you not just love that? You know? I would also like to point out that a lot of these images in this book creeped me out. Pretty scary. Left some scarring in there. Just kidding. So, hi, we're back to Erica from, like, now. After those 2 books that past Erica just told you about, I read Dreamland by Sarah Dessen. This book was so sad. It was so sad. Just sadness. This poor girl. What have you gotten yourself into? But I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, I mean, obviously it's bad, the situation, but the book is really good. I loved it. It was done really well. I liked the writing. Sarah Dessen did not disappoint. I didn't enjoy it as much as I liked Just Listen. That one is still, I liked it more, but I still really enjoyed this one. Quite sad, just so sad. Poor girl. Okay, moving on. And the last book I read in July was Sisters Red by Jackson Pierce. This is a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood. So I sort of have a love-hate relationship with this book. Okay. There's insta-love in this book. hated that so much. The love story in this was so ridiculous and was not needed. Why was it there? No. But the story aspect of it, I liked it. I liked it. Sort of predictable. I kind of guessed what was going to happen earlier on in the book, but that's still okay. It was enjoyable anyway. Character-wise, I really enjoyed Scarlet. Rosie was... she was sort of annoying because, you know, insta-love, her character involved that. It's just insta-love in books. Why? Why do you do this? It's not needed. I don't like it. Do something else, please. If you could at least make it believable, that would be cool. But I mean, it was still really cool. I liked it. I would give it like a 3 out of 5 stars, so yeah. So those are all the books that I read this month. I didn't get to all of my TBR, which kind of made me a bit sad. The 2 books that I didn't get to read were Pet Sematary by Stephen King and Snowflower and the Secret Fan. I'm really sad about these 2 because I was really looking forward to these 2. This one, I'm probably gonna start reading this now, actually. If you guys have read any of these books, leave a comment below. We can discuss them and whatnot and talk about them, maybe rant about them a little bit, because like I said, a lot of these books were a little meh, but a lot of them I really like too, so yeah. Okay, moving on. I'm gonna go do something or something. Bye!